a lot of people were wondering kind of how it's been for you since then. So for people who aren't familiar with that situation and kind of what happened, if you can give the background and kind of the details of that situation, and then we'll kind of go from there and get to where you are today.
Well, simply I started a YouTube channel back in 2010 because why not? I mean, when you just look at YouTube and there were plenty of LEGO Star Wars content, so why not share mine too? And so I posted basically a video every once in a while when I was finished building a construction. So I was pretty slow, like maybe one video a year sometimes, or just 10 maximum. And so in October 2018, while I was coming back from a business trip, I got the unfortunate pleasure, so not really a pleasure in the end, but well, to see my collection being robbed. And so yeah, it was really heavy. And so basically I made a video saying that I was just quitting this community because, well, I couldn't do it anymore because it was still 14 years of collections, so it's quite a lot.
I don't know if it is he or she, or if it is they, but they just read it. And the same for many of my sets, many UCS too, many new sets, including the Millennium Falcon, which I didn't have the occasion to build yet. And many other Legos I was about to build, many customs too. So I'm just stopping Legos, and so it's been great adventure, 8 years and 14 years of collection, but now, even with lots of money, I can't rebuild that. It's just not possible. My bricks gone, like, they took whole spots, so I'm just stopping. So, and probably, I don't know what I'm going to do, but yeah, so it was really great to have you follow me during those 8 years and inspire other people doing also Legos. I really enjoyed that.
And following this, there is M&R Productions, which decided to start a GoFundMe, and I have all my friends and all people in the LEGO community, and even people outside of the LEGO community, which started to come and just support me. And so, well, it just gave me the will to continue. When I arrived, I saw the car with the window being smashed, and I was like, okay, that's not normal at all. And then I just walked, and the issue is that before the house, there is a plain area, and I saw lots of bricks on the ground. And so I immediately understood that it wasn't a casual robbery, it was about my Legos. Well, maybe they stole Mac computers or money or whatever, but I didn't care at that point. And so I had hope at the start that it was just a robbery. You know, they took my TV. You know, it's but no. Then I saw. So I basically went all the way into the house and just saw more and more pieces. And you know, what's really terrific is that it was like a horror movie but for Legos. So like, oh, that's my Republic frigate here. Oh, that's my clone Chuba tank here. That's, I mean, part of it. Oh, that's my Ewok village. Oh, wonderful to see you there. Now I can joke about it because I've made lots of I've been escorted and held by lots of specialists, so I can easily joke about it. So it's no issue if you want to joke about it and make sarcasm. I'm French after all. And so yeah, when I just entered, it was just like you just saw the entire place into a mess, and it was really, really terrible feeling just seeing that. And basically what happened is that I was just screaming, like I screamed for at least 20 minutes long, and I just knocked my head against the wall, literally. I hurt myself. It wasn't a good idea, but yeah, so called the cops, obviously, waited for the cops, and yeah, it was a special day.
Yeah, so obviously you had so many emotions and so many things going through your head at that point. Then in the days following and the weeks following is kind of you started to take stock of everything that was missing. And then at what point did the online campaign break out that you referenced there?
Actually, immediately, because like I just I think it was 2 hours later, I decided to do this video because like I have French friends in the LEGO community, and one of the funny thing is that I sent them a message saying, "Hey, I was robbed my Legos," and they were just like, "Stop joking, stop being silly, Louis. No, you can stop joking with us. No, it's not the 1st April." And so, well, eventually they figured it out, and so I decided to make just a video and just stop looking at my YouTube channel, and just so I just closed it all, and then I went for a good. Well, I didn't sleep of the night, but I just cut internet fully, and then a day later, I just had the bad instinct of opening, and I had tons of notifications, and I had been also contacted by M&R Productions, which wanted to make a GoFundMe, and also French journalists, and just tons of things like that. So it was really crazy. And obviously lots of very kind comments, especially from friends and relatives, which knew how deep I was feeling towards Legos. So
it was fantastic to see the way the community really gathered together and helped support you. So after the GoFundMe was created, how was there a certain goal for that, or was it basically just set up as donations to help you kind of get back on your feet and get your collection back?
Honestly, I had talks with my friends, and so they gave me the motivation to at the end stop to not stop what I was thinking about, which is like stopping Legos, so to just restart my collection. And so M&R Production said, "Hey, let's make a GoFundMe." And he asked me, "What do you want it to be the goal?" And I will say, "You know what? If we raise $1,000, that will be marvelous. That will be already a great start for restarting my collection." And in the end, and so I had made an estimate with the police of what I was robbed, which was 16,400 euros, and we actually got close to this amount in terms of dollars. So yeah, in less than 24 hours. So that was pretty crazy. And so I asked him to close the donations because I didn't want it to get more than what I was robbed, obviously.
Right. So you kind of saw this as getting back basically what you figured you had lost, and then at that point you were fine with shutting it down and not just trying to get more donations.
No, because it won't have been fair at all. I mean, first of all, I get my responsibilities, and probably I shall have get an insurance. I shall have get an insurance probably for Legos. I mean, it's just I never thought about this. I never thought that someone will steal your Legos. I mean, you don't have a nightmare about this. I personally never did. And yeah, so it was just already very kind and just amazing and very surprising for me that people were willing to give me money to help me restart. So like, why will I ask them more? And I mean, it won't be fair at all, nor morally right. Sorry for my English.
No, that's all good. That makes total sense. So then after the GoFundMe ended, what was your approach to going back and kind of rebuilding the collection and then getting back into YouTube?
First of all, getting a place which is safe for my Legos. And so, well, I started doing research for security, like what kind of doors you need to have to not get robbed easily, what kind of alarm you need to have, what kind of camera you need to add, and what kind of windows you need to have. So that was pretty interesting topic. Like that's not the kind of thing I expected to research one day, but so I did.
Right. Yeah. Well, hopefully you've got it all in a better, more secure place now. And do you feel like you're kind of more prepared? I know you mentioned insurance there. So is that something you have now on the collection? Because that's something that I've heard a lot of Lego fans talk about over the years, whether it's worth kind of insuring the collection or how exactly does that work? Because yeah, it falls in kind of a weird place there.
Yeah. Now, given all the investments I did, I so far haven't applied for an insurance because my collection is pretty safe and they're like security cameras and alarm. So like if it's robbed again, which I think it's unlikely because there is only me and obviously my banker, which knows where it is. Well, pretty safe. But in a case of where my collection will be home, some Lego fan which have the collection at home, it's probably better for getting an insurance. I think.
No, that totally makes sense. Another thing I wanted to ask you about related to this is so we talked about the GoFundMe, which I think is is really fascinating and amazing to see all the support there. But what other outlets online were there of either companies or people that might have like reached out to help support you during this time, or even just share kind of the GoFundMe or share your story online?
Well, first thing you need to know is that so basically all that story happened during a weekend.
Okay.
And
it was very quick.
Yeah, and I had to get back to. I had another business travel the week after, so I was emotionally very taken, and so I basically went for that business travel. And so what happened is apparently French television got at my place, so they actually found my place, and were wanting to interview me, for instance. So it was really something crazy that they found out my address like this. So I mean, it's no wonder maybe that I got robbed. And there was also many supports, lots and lots of messages. And I also wanted to respond personally to every single donation which have been made, which I effectively did. Sent a personal message to everyone. But so, yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. There were just tons and tons of things, and it just blew up. I couldn't process it all, but I replied to most, I think.
That's very nice. Yeah. And then also in just a very kind of small span here is due to all of this publicity, you had a lot of new people coming in and discovering your YouTube channel and your work online. So talk about what that was like, because I think that kind of just blew up in a very small span of time. Yeah,
I actually feel pretty bad about this because I had, to be honest, I had 4,400 subscribers before the robbery. I had just that. And I maybe had a total of 1 million views or just a bit more. And so I really feel bad at the same time because like it's kind of a tragedy, a drama, I would say, or I don't know how to say it in English properly. And so at the same time, it's positive. I mean, for me, I like to be watched by lots of people. Yeah, it's true. But at the same time, I feel bad, like for instance, for your channel or just like any other channel which posts, a couple of videos a week or just work much harder and stuff like this, and so which deserve to have those subscribers and have like lots of followings. And yeah, I don't know how to say this, but it's just a weird feeling. Like I don't put that much work into my YouTube channel. Like I don't really earn revenues from it. It's not my work. I don't put lots of time in it, and I still got that much following. So it's pretty impressive and mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's great that you're able to still now continue making videos and engage that audience. That since everybody came over, you were able to keep the channel going and not just drop everything and then leave those people with no content. I wanted to wrap up with the whole discussion of the robbery and everything. Was anyone ever caught related to that, or what was the final kind of piece of that whole situation when it came to everything that was stolen, basically?
So far, there isn't like any clear evidence on who did that, and so far there isn't anyone arrested as of yet on this, and so I think it will be like something which goes into sleeping mode, even if I have personal ideas, but you can't like launch accusation or else without any proof, and well, I will just close my legroom to myself, and that's pretty much it. That's the only lesson I got.
Yeah. So you just hope maybe something will come of it eventually.
Yeah.
Do you have a giant vault door on your home now that you have to open up to get to the Lego? Is that what you do?
No, it's a pretty heavy door, but it's actually, I'm not going to talk about how it is organized.
Or I have.
Yeah, Brian.
I'm interested.
Is that a carbon model 2 from what is it? Let me see if I can.
Yeah, Brian, were you in France when this happened? Like,
the flights are cheap right now, man. I got nowhere to be. Let's go. I'm just kidding. What? Nothing. No, I'm just building. Hey, I'm just building this hidden side plane right now. That's all I'm doing.
He's looking innocent. He is looking.
The Lego company themselves get involved in some way or reach out to you during all of this?
Yeah, they reach out to me first of all to send me the support, which I've been really grateful of, and they even they had the Lego design team which made a common message for me, and also they with the involvement of Lucasfilm. They sent a Lego box towards the US where there was a set of Star Wars 9, and they made sign the box by three actors and J.J. Abrams, and offered to me. So it was really great from them and Lucasfilm to do that.
Yeah, that was very generous of them. That's amazing that they were willing to reach out and really, because it's hard for a lot of times, even when something like this happens, that like a big company will get involved. That's not always easy. So it's great when they're paying enough attention and are willing to reach out to people like that.
Yeah, indeed, totally. So I'm really grateful to them and Lucasfilm.